Hello there. It is March the 14th, 2025. It is Friday. Let's take a look at the news from the week. There you go. Here's one from Folha de São Paulo in English. Victims of violent robberies in São Paulo restrict their routines and even move abroad. Two interesting words here. One is even. Look, they restrict their routines and more. They move abroad. So they restrict their routines and even move abroad. They go the extra mile. They move abroad. Abroad, you probably know, abroad indicates another country. So it means a different country. If you go live abroad, you move to America, you move to England, you move to Ireland. So you move abroad, you travel abroad when you go to a different country. One more interesting thing here, a couple. A couple means two people. So here, husband and wife, a couple. And that's it. So people have changed their routines, they restrict their routines, and sometimes even move abroad. They go to another country to try to escape these violent robberies. Here's one more from Newsweek. What if Ukraine hadn't given up its nuclear weapons? Okay, what if? It's a very interesting way to introduce some possibilities. So imagine an alternative. Look, Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons, but imagine a possibility. What if Ukraine hadn't given up its nuclear weapons? And give up, it's a phrasal verb, you know. If you give up, you stop doing an activity. For example, you could say, oh, my parents gave up smoking 10 years ago. So if you give up doing something, you stop doing something. Or here, they gave up their nuclear weapons. They just said, no, we don't need here. Take my nuclear weapons. We don't need them. And as you can see here, Ukraine inherited the world's third largest nuclear arsenal following the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. So to inherit is when you receive something from somebody else. So there is a death in the family, you get a house, you get money, you inherit this. The Soviet Union stopped existing in 1991. Ukraine inherited this nuclear arsenal. So Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons. And the article asks the question, okay, but what if? Yeah, the Portuguese colonized Brazil. But imagine, what if the Portuguese hadn't colonized Brazil? Would life be different today? One more. Brazilian government downplays Lula's pretty woman remark on Gleisi. So this week, the words are here. Lula said he had appointed a pretty woman to political negotiations in order to improve relations with Congress. So lots of people talked about it. Some people considered it quite serious, but government downplays. So what is it to downplay? Is when you say something is not really that serious. Okay, so he said, pretty woman, okay, no problem, it's not that bad. So that's the idea. If you have done something wrong and you want to minimize the effect, we say that you downplay that. So that's a nice word to remember. Okay, one last one. Undercover police officers explain how they operate during Carnival. Undercover, what's an undercover police officer? It's when a police officer dresses up or pretends to be somebody else. So here, for example, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people dressed up, not as police officers, but as superheroes. You know who they are? So they are not superheroes. They are police officers. They are playing the part. So they are undercover. They don't say, I am a police officer. They pretend to be something else. So I thought this was pretty interesting. And another nice word here, revelers. Revelers, which refers to people who were at the celebration, people who were at the party. They are revelers. There you go. After appearing on TV, arresting a theft suspect among revelers at the Baixo Augusta Bloco in downtown São Paulo, dressed as a priestess as Chapolin, 2 civil police officers involved in an operation to curb, to stop, to prevent thefts and robberies during street carnival had to change these guises. So they were dressed as something else before. Just another thing, thefts and robberies. What's the difference? Similar to what we have in Portuguese, yeah? Theft. A theft occurs when you're not looking. So they take your things, you don't realize it, that's a theft. Robbery usually comes with some sort of threat. They point a weapon at you, or they say they will do something bad to you. So that's a robbery, different from a theft, when you don't really realize what's going on, you don't see, just don't know. Well, I reckon that's it for now. This is it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.